Warning. The following podcast was recorded by two idiots. It contains vulgar language, vulgar ideas, and poop jokes. If any of this offends you, blow it out your ass.
Son of a bitch bastard!
Let's start this again, shall we? Jesus Christ.
You're fucking retarded.
Hey, Pickle-Licker, want to play the right intro?
One more time.
Are you ready?
Welcome to another episode of Let Us Cast. I am Andrew. With me, as always, is Bruce.
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's going okay.
Well, I noted before, right before we started this, I was like, you ready to go? You're like, yeah. I'm like, you don't sound so enthused. And you said...
I've been in 9 weeks without caffeine.
God bless you, sir.
No,
I don't think I could do
it's
9
much...
hours without caffeine, man. Jeez.
Dude, I'm like John Wick before he goes on a killing spree. It's just like, hey, man, you good to go? Yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm good.
We killed my dog.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, I was planning actually to make some coffee to have for this podcast, and I totally forgot to make a cup. So I guess I'm going caffeine free for this podcast in solidarity with you, whether I want to or not.
Yeah, but you have the choice. You can drink caffeine.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, man, that sucks. I don't know if I'd be. I mean, I guess you have to do it. You don't have a choice, but I'd be hard pressed.
For now, yeah, but I also know you wouldn't be a dick about it, like just drinking the coffee. It's like, pure Colombian crystals.
No, I just got 100% pure Colombian. Well, actually, Manchesterian water. I guess I don't know.
All right, I swear it's not pee.
It kind of looks like pee.
It's lemon lime.
Hey, man, no kink shaming. You're into what you're into. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, no king shaming here, man, but Jesus.
Not my thing, but if you want to drink lemon lime Gatorade, then, by all means.
I just love the fact that you're still smiling because, in the back of your head, you're just like, you would be stupid enough to do that.
I'm also, habitually looking here to, look at you, so to speak, even though, it's inside baseball, but I've had to switch cameras because of reasons, and so I'm used to looking down here to, wave at you or, make signs at you or whatever, but you're actually up here now, so it's like I'm all backwards and fucked up today, man. I don't know what's in the air today, but I do know one thing about today.
I swear to God, don't do it.
It's your birthday!
You fucker.
Happy birthday, man. How old are you, 25?
Happy Sunday.
What are you, 25 now?
No. Old as fuck.
What about, maybe 21? Just able to drink?
You're trying to be adorable and it's not working. I mean, A for effort, but, well done. But
you actually share a birthday with one of my students, Gabby. So happy birthday not only to you, but also to my student, Gabby, who I hope to God does not listen to this podcast because she's probably too young to be hearing some of the crazy and stupid shit that we talk about.
I mean, maybe. But, it could also be an education in curse words.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah.
Take notes.
All right, Gabby, here's your homework for the week. 30 extra ways to use the word fuck. Work it in with guitar licks.
Yeah. Oh, man. Her parents would kill me for that. They're already trying to get her to cuss less often as opposed to more often. So I have to watch it at lessons, to be honest with you, because I very often have my guard down and I try to talk the way I do with anybody else, and I'm kind of out of the swing of having taught children regularly, so like that teacher voice can go off sometimes. So I'll make a mistake
Yeah.
sometimes and be like, oh fuck, I mean, like, you know, I don't mean to like be dropping swears
It's like,
during.
oh, sassafras.
Yeah, you really have to like, you know, teach her it up. Although she just turned 16, so I'm sure, you know, she's said far worse, but still try to maintain.
I'm sure she's said far worse. I'm sure she's heard far worse.
Yeah, but like trying to still maintain a little bit of decorum, you know.
Yeah.
Or at least the image of decorum.
No. I mean, I used to have a good trick for it. I mean, it's gone now, but like I used to imagine, like if I'm in a room and there's like kids there and it's like, okay, don't curse. I have to picture like a microphone, like when I was back on the radio, you could not curse.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, just go to that mindset.
Yeah. Honestly, that would be difficult for me too. I mean, I guess I could do it, but it would still probably take some training. I want to spend a week or two, like actively not cursing in my regular life, and make sure that I'm primed and ready for what, like national TV or whatever, or on the radio, just to make sure I don't curse.
Yeah. But I mean, thankfully, you know, radio is fucking dead, pretty much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now it's all about podcasts and Spotify playlists, all that shit.
Yeah.
So, essentially do what you want.
Everything's so weird now because we've really gone so digital, you know, with everything, with movies, with music, you know, pretty much any entertainment you can think of is all digital now. Like physical media obviously still exists in lots of different formats, you know, and you kind of have your pick too, whether it's music or movies. You know, you have several formats to choose from in either of those. But for the most part, it's really only people like you and I who actually enjoy having the physical media itself that still even have it, you know? Like, most people don't give a shit about it. Most people actually have, like, not a hatred for it, but, like, they'd rather not deal with it because, as far as they're concerned, it's taking up space. And, you know, it's like, well, why take up valuable space when I can have other stuff there? And, I don't know. I personally, like, I love vinyl. I really love the big picture, you know, and the artwork that you can pull out and look at. A lot of times it include lyrics that you can read and stuff, or like with movies to have a DVD, like especially because if it goes unavailable on streaming, now at least you have the physical copy. Like Dogma just is in the process of being re-released, but up until recently, the only way to watch it is if you had a physical copy, and I've had a physical copy, thank goodness, because otherwise I would have not been able to have watched Dogma this whole time. So, you know, there's something to be said for it, and I get it takes up space, but I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I love physical media for that reason too. Like if like, because I'm more of a gamer than you are, like if I have a physical copy of the game and like the contract with, I don't know, name a fucking game runs out on like a PlayStation store or whatnot, you can't play it anymore even though you bought it on the store. Like all you're doing with that store is you're paying to rent it until that contract runs out.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, now I got the physical copy, I can play it whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel I used to watch, not so much now, but he's all about like not killing off games. Like he targets in particular EA because I guess they're a pretty repeat offender when it comes to killing games off or making it so that they rely on an internet connection so that whenever they decide to stop supporting that, it's like, well, there goes your game. It's like, yeah, but I thought I owned it. It's like, well, technically you do. Like, yeah, but I can't play it. Well, that's just because the server's not available. Well, is the server going to become available again? Probably not. So then I don't have the game, do I? Like, what the
Yeah.
like...
Yeah, which, I mean, realistically, that should be a fucking lawsuit right there because you paid for something, you don't have access to it anymore.
That's his big campaign right now. Is he has this thing about, I think the website is like Stop Killing Games or something like that. I should have looked it up, I guess, but I didn't know we were going to talk about this. But he has this whole campaign about like, you know, Stop Killing Games, and it's all centered around like it should be illegal for a company to release a game that, you know, is from the outside perspective, it looks like you'll have ownership of it forever, but you don't because it requires an internet connection. Like, you know, it should basically, I mean, if that's going to be the model, it should state like requires internet connection and only lasts as long as subscription or however it needs to be worded or whatever. But it should be very clear that it's only as good as the internet, basically, you know.
Yeah, and like I'm pissed because like on the the Xbox store like years ago, you would have been able to play at least online. Do you remember the Simpsons arcade game?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been able to fucking play that with no fucking problem. And then like, oh, the contract ran out or whatever, and they don't have it anymore. And not one game store has brought it back.
That's bullshit.
It really is. Fucking Disney, get on the goddamn wall.
Yeah. Oh, so Disney owns Simpsons? Well, I guess they own Fox.
Yeah. They own the Simpsons.
Wow. It's crazy
like
how much Disney owns. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, like Disney bought Fox. Like they bought every property of Fox except for Fox News.
And I guess I just forgot how much Fox even encompasses as well, because I forgot that Simpsons was owned by Fox.
Yeah, Simpsons, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
The X-Men movie franchise.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four film franchise. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Oh yeah. But like that's the thing too, is like that like another gripe that gamers have as well is that like a physical copy was it like average like brand new like AAA PlayStation 5 game is about $70, we'll say. If you go to like the PlayStation Store online and you buy the same game, it's still $70. And people were like, well, why the fuck is it the same price here? Because like with the digital version, you're using less materials. There's no shipping. There's no nothing. It's all digital. You know, but again, that's another reason why I love physical media too, is because like if I hear about a game and whatnot, and I'm like, you know, fuck, I'll wait for it and whatnot. I can go to the game store and it'll go down in price.
Right.
Like one of my favorite games of all time, like Persona 5. That game came, the Royal version came out. It was during like I think it was like during the pandemic when I got it. But like brand new, that game would have been like $60 because it was PlayStation 4. I bought it brand new, steel case book, you know, steel case for the game and whatnot, $20. And that was some of the best $20 I've ever seen.
But yeah, how does that work? Like if it's an online release over time, like does it diminish in price just because it got older, or is it pretty much like once it's set, like that's the price? Like I haven't been on Steam in a long time, but I know that for example you could play. They offered a lot of different games on their library, and some are more expensive than others. But like I'm wondering, like so for example, XCOM. I think when I last purchased it, it's a game that was released in like the '90s or something. I think it was like $10 or $15.
XCOM.
Yeah, I think it was like $10 or $15 when I bought it. But like, let's say they had a new version of XCOM that came out. I want to say in like 2022 or 23. But I'm damn skip that wasn't $15. But like over time, will that one drop as well, or do they pretty much maintain their price?
It depends. Like there are times like there's like PlayStation sales that are going on, so you can like purchase games at like a discounted price and whatnot. And they'll advertise, oh yeah, it's up to like 60% off, and like the games that are 60% off are usually like independent games that are like $1. You know, sometimes you'll find like those brand new like $70 games. They'll knock down like $10 off of it, and they'll do that with like other shit that you can buy like for the game, like other like costumes for characters or weapons or whatever have you.
Oh yeah, like added content and stuff, DLC as it were.
Yeah, DLC.
Yeah.
That's another thing, god damn it.
Yeah, you were actually
when we were younger, when we were fucking younger, and we bought a game, we got the whole game.
Yeah.
There was no, oh hey, 3 months, here's another part of the game, you gotta fucking buy this too.
Right. Well, I mean, to be fair, when we were kids, they were cartridges. Ain't no way you're gonna stuff something else into that cartridge, unless it's like a Game Genie, That was pretty cool because you were like a cartridge, or Sonic and Knuckles, where you had the cartridge that accepts another cartridge, and it's like that was mind blowing back in the day.
Right, but in the sense too, Sonic and Knuckles, that was its own game too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
could
didn't
play
need
as
any
Sonic
other
or
game.
Knuckles.
You could plug it in and rock and roll. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I love that you could play
Yeah,
as
so
Knuckles in the other games too, like Sonic 2, I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sonic
Sonic
2
1
and
didn't
Sonic
do
3.
shit. Yeah, Sonic 1 didn't do
but
shit.
Yeah. But no, it was Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 you could play as Knuckles.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think if you plug in Sonic 1 or whatever game wasn't compatible, it would just be like a no, 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 not in my house, basically. With Robotnik and shit.
That was just fucking weird. Don't ever do that again.
It was that basketball player, you know, no, no, no.
Yeah, it's Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah, yeah.
You, sir, are no Dikembe Mutombo.
I'm not. I'm the exact opposite, actually.
I'm the Bizarro Dikembe Mutombo.
I'm much
I am
shorter. Dikembe
I'm
Bizarro.
Dikembe Bizarro.
Absolutely. If you're looking for a short, rotund, white Dikembe, you found him. No, no, no. Not in my house.
But like that was the thing too. Like getting back to like that was the thing too. Like they didn't release the games until it was finished.
Yeah. And of course,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
they're
they
just
had
like, well,
bugs and shit, but at least they were, you know, done. As much as any art can be done. Because video games are art, let's be real.
They are. You know, it's like a motion like comic book in a sense.
Yeah. But there's that whole
Yeah,
saying of, like,
they-
you don't finish art, you abandon it, and that's 100% true. There always has to be that line where you're like, no, it's fucking done, release it. And games are no different, you know, like, I'm sure if you go back and look at even the most perfect game, if you dig deep enough, you'll find some kind of issue with it somewhere, but,
Oh yeah.
you know, it has
I
to
mean,
be released
there
at
are
some
some-
point.
Yeah. And I mean, then there are some like game manufacturers. They are just lazy as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
There was no there was one. I think it was like a FIFA game. I was watching what was it Angry Joe on YouTube. He reviews video games and shit. And one of the games on his list was a FIFA game. I can't remember the years, but there was one game like I think it might have been like 2017 or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
where the game was like, all right, you know, it's a soccer game. It's all right. It is what it is. Then next year it comes out. The only thing that was changed was the lineups for the teams. That was it. There was nothing that was new. There was nothing added. There were no improved graphics. There were no improvements on anything. It was just an updated lineup.
Wow, that's bullshit.
Yeah, and people were pissed about that.
Huh.
Like,
I mean, a lot of the wrestling games are
people-
kind of like that. Like a lot of the SmackDown versus Raw, a lot of the only most of the changes were the roster. I mean, they might add like a new match type or something, or obviously the career mode might change, but for the most part, it's the same game with a new skin on it.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I do remember though that I can't remember what year it was. It might have been 15 or 16, something like that. There was a game. It came out. It was WWE. There were so many freaking bugs in it that like you would like run into the ropes and you would run like past the ropes and fall out of the ring, or that like your character would just start glitching out and just like kicking out all over the freaking place.
Oh my god.
And they did not release another like WWE 2K game for like the next year. They released what it was like WWE Battlegrounds or something like that, which is
Oh,
more like
shit.
cartoony and shit.
Damn.
Yeah. It was freaking hilarious.
You and I, it was a while ago at this point, but didn't you and I play Fight Forever? AEW
Yeah, we
Fight
did.
Forever? Because that's the one that has the weird ass baseball fucking shit, right? Because you and I were like,
Yep.
this game is a piece of shit, but at least the baseball thing is entertaining just for being fucking weird.
Yeah, it was fucking weird, but we got some giggles out of it.
We sure did. The only reason I ask is because I might have mentioned on a previous, more recent episode that I've been listening a lot to Stevie Richards' podcast. Sorry, it's not a podcast. It's a show. He makes that distinction. The Stevie Richards Show. Sorry. And it's fantastic. First of all, you know, I have to plug him because it's a great show. So go give it a listen and a watch if you haven't. But he has talked a lot. Like, he's a big gamer, and he's talked a lot about AEW Fight Forever and how terrible that game is. And he feels bad, honestly, for Kenny Omega because I guess Kenny is a huge gamer and was supposedly like really into the whole behind the scenes of making that game, and so he was like, Kenny can't possibly be happy with how glitchy that game came out and how it was presented because, you know, he loves video games, so for that to be under his name, I'm sure he's not too thrilled about it. So
Yeah, that's from what I heard. He was pretty hands on, like behind the scenes and whatnot. And, like the direction he wanted to take the game was to make it kind of like what was it, like WrestleMania 2000 and all that. like I think they even got like the same company to friggin' do that. But the rumor that I had heard was that they had sunk so much money into making it that Tony Khan was just eventually like, look, either release this or just we're gonna stop spending money on this because it's costing way too much.
Yeah, you gotta stop putting good money after bad at some point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, why is it so glitchy? Like, I don't know how long it was in development, but why is it so glitchy?
I don't even know.
Like, for a major release, like, it's awful. It's almost unplayable.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And like going back to the price of like the games and whatnot, if I go into a GameStop, I can grab a used copy of that for like $20, if that.
And how much was it when it came out?
When it was brand new, I think it was like $50.
But imagine like you plunk down like $50, which, you know, let's say a more hyped up game is like $70 or $80 even, maybe, if it's got a special packaging or whatever the fuck. Like, but still, you plunk down like an average cost of a game in a store, you bring it home, and you get AEW Fight Forever. How do you feel, to quote Chris Farley?
Angry.
Exactly. You know?
Because I know the only enjoyment that I would get would be that baseball game and getting just fucking high with friends, just going watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw Chris Jericho as a curveball.
And I'm gonna hit him with a barbed wire baseball bat, and he's gonna fly out of the stadium, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's some weird shit. We gotta play that again. We gotta do another Let Us Play and do that game again, because that was so fun. Plus, I mean, now with our turtle theme, we should probably do some more Turtles games.
I mean, we should.
Oh, I meant to ask you too, going back to AEW real quick. Did they do another follow-up to that at all? Like, did they do a sequel to Fight Forever or not yet? Because that game came out a couple years ago, didn't it?
No, they didn't do a follow-up. They did do, like, updated, like, rosters and some DLC that you could buy, but they didn't, like, do another, like, actual game or anything.
But it was a few years ago, wasn't it? Like, that has to be, like, 2 or 3 years ago at this point.
I think it was about 2 years. Yeah, because CM Punk was still with them, so it was probably about 2 years ago.
Okay. See, my timeline isn't that terrible sometimes. Ever since you gave me that cat pooping calendar, I'm on the ball now. I know what month it is.
And you know what cats pooping look like.
I do. I got a front row seat.
It's like, I didn't know I needed this, but I'm thankful I got it.
But here I am. Yeah. Oh man, funny stuff, dude.
But yeah, we definitely need to do some more like gaming videos. I have picked up some new games and whatnot.
Yeah. We should do some baseball too, because we used to have some pretty awesome baseball games back in the day.
We did, man.
Yeah.
God, what was it? NHL Hits. We used to just have like a rivalry going with that in college.
Yeah, and we unlocked a bunch of shit too, like all the weird stadiums and teams, like all the like the zombies or whatever, the knights and stuff, like all that crap.
Yep.
Aliens.
Yeah, I think there was like a
whatnot.
team of. Yeah, there was like a team of aliens. I think there was like a team of just like sharks.
Yeah, like legit, like sharks, like not like the sharks,
Yeah.
but like sharks.
Yeah, but basically picture like a team of king sharks.
Yeah.
I think there was that. There was like a team of. It was like a team of cowboys. There was a team of clowns.
Yeah. Dude, that shit was awesome. They don't make games like that anymore. It was kind of like the NBA Jam of hockey.
It was like I know they made a like a baseball version of it. I think it was like MLB Slugfest or something like that. But yeah, they don't make fucking games like that anymore.
No.
You know, and it sucks because EA has like the monopoly on all those sports games. Like they have the NHL license, they have the NFL license, they have Major League Baseball, they have the NBA.
It's crazy.
Like they've got a monopoly on it. It sucks.
That does suck. That big sucks.
Yeah.
Because it used to be like, as a kid, growing up, you could get a different game on different platforms. Like if you had Nintendo, you could get a game, one type of baseball. Actually, no matter which platform you had, you could get several different kinds of baseball games. Because usually there'd be like a generic, like let's say on Nintendo, just use that as an example.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler's calling.
He wants his push. I wonder if we're gonna get content ID'd for that. Oh shit! I don't even remember what I was saying.
You were talking about like back in the day, like if you had a Nintendo or you had a Sega, you could get like a generic like baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, so you had a lot of options actually, because you could get like just a generic baseball game, or you could get like, Ken Griffey's baseball, or so and so's, or like for football, you could get like Madden, or you could get like Joe Montana, or there was different players had, or like Wayne Gretzky had his ice hockey, or there was just ice hockey, or there was a lot of different versions of the same sport that you could get on any platform, whether it was Genesis, Nintendo, and nowadays it's like, oh, you want a football game? It's EA. Like, oh, all right, fucking great. Like, thanks for the choice.
Yeah, and like people are pissed. Like for the Madden, for like Madden football, for example, like people are pissed because like for the past like 4 years, like if you win a Super Bowl in that game, it's been the same animation.
Really?
Dude, there was a clip. Somebody was like on like a practice field setting and whatnot, and like they were like, "Oh yeah, this is the brand new Madden. It's a Madden 24." And in the back, you just see like Madden 23. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like it's just a copy and paste thing.
Wow, that's just blatant and terrible.
No, and dude, like that Madden franchise has made billions of dollars.
Yeah,
like
I'm sure,
little billions of fucking dollars, and the way they're getting away with this shit now is like they'll like introduce this new game dynamics and cross hits and you can feel the action, blah 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 blah, and like they'll take away stuff from like older games and whatnot, and then of course they're like, well, we have like digital card packs and whatnot. It's like, go fuck yourself. Like go fucking like. If I go to a store, like if I walk into a store and I give them money, I get a Gatorade. I get something of value in return. That shit loses value when the new game comes out.
That's true.
It's not worth a jar of piss.
Exactly. I couldn't help but think how much it looked like a can of piss that you were waving around. When I walk into a store, I get high quality piss. Let me tell you. When I plunk
test.
When I plunk that money down, it's high quality urine all the way.
But like that's the thing too of like any like quote unquote digital good. Like I don't understand like the mindset of like if I go to a store and I if I go to a grocery store, I can get like a bag of chips, or I can get bread or deli meats or whatever the fuck have you, and I hand them money and I get those things in return. It's something physical. It's something that I need, something that I can use. Whereas like an NFT or like a digital card in a fucking video game that's going to lose its value the next year when the new game comes out, I give them money and they're just like, well, I mean, here's a different uniform. It's green.
Gee, thanks.
It's like, this is fucking stupid. Like it's fucking stupid. I fucking hate it.
It is fucking stupid. Anything to make more money off of little effort, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it comes across as fucking lazy.
It does.
It's again going back to the whole like digital video game. Like, okay, the server's not down. Great. Is the server coming back up? Well, no. Then what the fuck did I pay this money for?
Right. It's bullshit, man.
It is. It's fucking bullshit. Fucking. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe that Ross guy, that guy I was talking about. I didn't mention his name, but the guy who's going after game company's trying to, he's trying to basically make it illegal for that to happen. Maybe soon you'll be able to actually file a lawsuit over shit like that.
Yeah, I would hope so.
And speaking of lawsuits, this could be a nice segue into something I thought we were going to talk about your little situation there.
Yeah, like I don't know how much of it I can talk about. That's kind of
okay.
thing.
So we might have to hold off on it for now.
For now,
okay. Because when you said that you were pissed, I thought that's what it was going to be about.
Well, I mean, there was that, but yeah, there's situation of work, and it's like, okay, great, I have no choice. Like, all right, pants are down, fucking, let's go. Come on, be gentle. punch my prostate on the way out. But yeah, no, like it's just been a fucking So like the thing is, like, with the you remember I told you about that car accident I got into last year, right?
Yes.
So from what I got a call from my mom like last week saying, hey, there was a deputy that was at the door. He was looking for you. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? She goes, you know what? I asked the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So she's like, he wanted me to reassure you, you are not in any trouble. I'm like, well, that's good, but it doesn't answer why the fucking deputy's looking for me.
Yeah, right.
She goes, well, no. So, like, eventually did some phone tag and eventually met the guy, at the office like a couple days later. Apparently the girl that hit me is suing her insurance company for not covering her car. This is at least my understanding of it.
Mm-hmm.
So she's suing the insurance company. The insurance company is summoning me to go in for a deposition. And like, I even asked the guy, I said, well, okay, again, first of all, am I in any trouble? No. You just have to go to, this like law office on this date at this time, and they take your deposition, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he says, oh, by the way, I have a check for you. And I'm like, the fuck for? Like, I've never heard of anybody like getting a check for a deposition or whatnot. So he tells me, and this is friggin' hilarious because my eyesight is shit. I see the actual check, and I think it reads 1,100. I'm like, 1,100? Fuck, why don't I get summoned more, man? Like, this is fuck. I can make bank doing this shit. It was a check for $11.
Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, don't spend it all in one spot.
Well, no, he explained to me, he's like, yeah, it's been the same since like 1984. He's like, anytime you're called in for like a deposition or whatnot, they have to give you a couple of bucks. I forget like what percentage. I don't know if there's like some percentage or some weird math that they do, but he's like, they give you money essentially to make sure that you have gas in your car or you have money for like the bus or whatnot, so you can get there.
It's same with being called for jury duty, because I was called for jury duty I think last year, and last year, and I've gotten out of it every time I was called in Massachusetts, but the first time I got called in New Hampshire, I think I was actually out of work at the time, so I was like, screw it, I might as well go and see what it's all about. So I went and did it, and they pay you a very, very small sum. Like, it's barely enough, like you said, to maybe get lunch that day or get a bus ride to the courthouse or whatever, but they pay you absolute shit. It's like, between my leg injury and that and just being unemployed in general, when I went and filed my taxes this year, the woman who did it, she was like, oh, you made less than you did last year. I was like, yes, there was lots of reasons for that.
Yeah.
And thanks for rubbing it in. Oh, Mr. Gates,
Hey,
I see you're poorer than you were last year. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Aren't I paying you to give me good news? Where's my money? Shut up.
Well, here's the thing. When you got your taxes done, did they laugh at you?
No.
Mine did.
Oh, no. Why?
Yeah, mine did. When I got my taxes done, like, I go to like an HR block and I'm just like, fucking just drop this shit off, fucking let's go. Nothing's changed since last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a phone call like when they're done and whatnot, like, oh hey, your stuff is ready to pick up. I was like, all right, cool. And she's like, do you want to know how much you're getting back? I was like, yeah. I kind of need the fucking money. I'd like to know how much I'm looking forward to. So she told me the state amount, which was like a couple $100 or whatnot. And I was like, all right, cool. She goes, for federal, you're getting $2 back. And she starts chuckling. I'm like, I'm fucking going to you again. Fuck you.
$2. Where's my $2?
$2 freaking
Dude,
dollars in
you were
federal
just
tax return.
you're just raking it in over there. You got $2 in tax returns. You got $11 for your deposition, dude. You're gonna be a millionaire by the end of the year at this rate. Slow it down.
No,
Save some money for us.
At this rate, I'll be a millionaire. Let's see. I hate doing math. About 100 years after I'm dead. And I'll be just on the cusp of it.
You're making that Dolph Ziggler money right now is what you're doing. Yeah. Oh, man.
Gotta aim to be Ted DiBiase.
That's right. Because everybody's got a price.
Yeah, but somebody needs a better theme song.
Yeah. Money, 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 money. Don't want to get content ID'd.
Yeah. They'll do it.
They will, yeah. Lots of people do,
will.
man.
They'll
It's
screw it.
crazy.
Oh yeah. Like I don't know what the rule is, like if you can play like a couple of seconds of something or whatnot, but like I know there's a thing. It's like I know there's a thing called like fair use where like you can like if you're trying to make a point about something in a video, you can show like a clip like
Yeah.
oh hey like I really like this guitar lick in this song, Paul Gilbert does this, and you play a little clip of it. You can do that because you're trying to use that to illustrate your point.
Right. But that has its limits in a big bad way because there's certain artists like I know the Beatles, the Eagles, Don Henley obviously because he was part of the Eagles, but there's certain artists who technically even if you were to like so there's a channel Rick Beato who he takes songs and looks at them and he has a whole thing about what makes this song great, and he's featured a lot of different artists and he's wanted to do or has done episodes on the Beatles and the Eagles, but they get blocked. And even though it's an educational approach and format and it's not meant to be like exploitive in any way, it's meant to be educational, he still gets blocked every time. He can't post any content on certain artists. And that's how it is even with WWE, like Steven Richards, who I mentioned before. They'll go back and do a what went wrong or what went right with a certain spot or whatever it is. And for example, Penta just debuted not that long ago, a couple months ago, and they showed his entrance or something, and that got blocked. They weren't able to use that. So like you can get content ID'd for some of the most ridiculous shit, even though you're just like doing analysis of it or showing. Like he'll sit behind the scenes and go like, okay, now see what he's doing here, there, and blah blah blah, and like. So again, it's educational, but they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I mean, it's kind of the same for Botchamania. Like they don't really do like commentary on it. Every now and then, like they'll play a clip of wrestling and they'll put like the audio from like a Simpsons episode that just kind of fits perfectly with it.
Right, like a parody kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's no different than like the old like sports blooper tapes that like your dad or your uncle used to watch.
Right.
Only these are more hilarious.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, Botchamania is pretty funny.
But oh god, I love Botchamania.
When Stevie does it, he calls it their botch-along, electric botchaloo or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it's a good show. You should check his shit out. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, I should. Like I said, I've watched one episode and that was it. And I haven't gone back to watch it, but I definitely should watch a few more.
I can't. He doesn't do great impressions, but I can't help but find myself doing his impressions like every now and again. Like he does a Jeff Jarrett where he goes ha 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 ha, which is pretty great. He does a Tony Gurria because he talked about how I guess Tony Gurria, like you could ask him a serious question because he's an agent. You could be like, all right, Tony, what am I doing today? And he'd be like, what are you, a smart ass? It's like, no, I really want to know what I'm doing. And he's like, all right, whatever, smart ass. Or he talked about they were going over the finish of a match. And he was like, blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, let me guess, sunset flip. You're a smart ass. Just great, man.
All right. I definitely now you got me wanting to watch a few more. It's like the only one I watched was him like breaking down Bret Hart versus Goldberg. That was like the only one I watched.
He has
And he made a lot of points. He's like, where he's just like, yeah, fucking, the figure four on the ring post. Like, yeah, Goldberg should have like used his legs to help Bret, so he's not slamming his head in the back on the floor.
Right. Stevie has an early episode, I think it is, that's all about Hogan, and he has a really funny story in that where he was sitting out back. It must have been TNA or something, and Hogan's just sitting there, like looking, and Abyss is sitting next to. So it's like Hogan and then Stevie and then Abyss, right? And so Stevie's sitting there, and Hogan's just looking kind of sad and grizzled and whatever, and he looks over, or he just goes, "Brother," and Stevie's like, "What?" He goes, "Brother, I need at least $2 million to live." And Stevie goes, I'm sorry, could you say that again?" And he goes, "Brother, I need at least $2 million to live." And he goes, and I look over at Abyss, and Abyss is just like holding his mouth, trying not to laugh, just like visibly shaking and trying to be like, "Oh my God, what the fuck?" "Brother, I need at least $2 million to live." Hogan, man.
Jesus Christ, Hulk. Their clan rally's getting more expensive.
Listen, brother.
Jag off.
Fucking
jag
crazy.
But yeah, like, I'm trying to remember. Like, Stevie Richards, I remember him at the, he was part of the Job Squad in WWE. I remembered that.
Yep, Right
And,
to Censor before that.
Yep, Right to Censor, Blue World Order.
Yeah. You reprised that from his ECW days, which is kind of what got him big in the first place.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the one that leveled JBL with a chair shot to the head, right?
Yes, not intentionally, but yes.
I think it might have been intentional.
He talks about that. He just got too excited in the ring, and he didn't mean to like absolutely wail him like that, because people thought it was in retaliation for Meanie, but he insists that it's not.
I mean, to be fair, I would have leveled him too. To beat the shit.
Yeah.
Like, you fucked up my friend here. Like, he's in no condition to fight, but guess what? I'm gonna fucking slap you in the face with a goddamn chair. I'm gonna scramble your fucking brain so you don't know where you are.
That early BWO shit was hilarious, man. When they were selling the shirts and Stevie's like, "This t-shirt is where it's at, but Meanie can't wear one because he's too damn fat. Get on that treadmill, Meanie."
Dude, I remember like WWE blew me like coming down to the ring and whatnot, and he was just parodying Sable's entrance and whatnot.
Yeah.
He just start doing the grind in the ring.
Yeah. That's what they
awesome,
did.
dude.
They just copied other wrestlers' gimmicks, and it was like we had Big Stevie Cool, Hollywood Nova. Oh my God, it was hilarious. It was the best, man. Say hello to the blue guy. Outrageous.
Yeah, nice finisher, kid. Can't wait to kick out of it. Fucking prick.
Oh man, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah,
I need $2 million to live.
$2 million to live? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh shit.
Like,
how lavish of a lifestyle? Like, what are you doing that you need to? Like, I understand he has a lot of health problems and stuff, so I'm sure that's costly. No knocking that. I get that, but still, like, $2 million is a hefty sum of money to need to live.
Yeah, and it's like I get it too in the sense of, like, I'm not saying Hulk is right, but it's like, okay, throughout everything you have done, throughout your entire fucking career, you didn't save enough money so that you could live on.
Right.
Like, you did not make some investments. You did not buy your house. I get, you work, you get money for it. I absolutely get that.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? He needs $2 million to live. I could get by in a year with like less than $1 million.
I was gonna ask you, like, what would theoretically, like, if you had a like bottom amount, like, what could you realistically live on? For me, it's pretty fucking low. I mean, I think if I wanted to have some fuck you money, I would probably be happy with, like, I don't know, 60,000, 75,000 a year. Honestly, like, even that would be enough, you know. Because that's gonna cover a house and and some money to throw at some shit. Maybe 100,000 if I wanted to go really crazy lavish. But even that, like, I don't even know what I would do with that much money. To be honest, I don't need a lot of money. You know, I don't do a lot of crazy shit.
Like my range would probably be like 100 to 150,000, just because, like, all right, that covers the cost of like a roof over my head. That covers the cost of furnishing said roof.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'd want to get like a house instead of just renting. That's a good point.
Yeah, and like not only that, but like it would also like cover me for a newer car that's not going to break down, or if it does, I've at least got a bit of a cushion to take care of that. If something happens to me medically, I should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it saved me some money, so I can do things to entertain myself. I could go on a vacation. I could, update like an entertainment center.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, there are people out there who are living with cancer that are taking very expensive medications that damn skip don't need $2 million a year to live. And Hulk Hogan isn't doing anything near that crazy, so, you know what I mean? Like, brother. Insane.
Hulk is a fucking grifter, man.
He is.
He really is.
He's an asshole.
He really is.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he really is. Fuck him. Like, I'm fully of the Jim Cornette attitude of like, you know what? Fuck him. Fucking piece of shit.
Seriously. And his beer.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck his beard. Fuck his, fucking rip off the shirt, brother.
Do we still need to do that? Isn't he like 70?
His,
like, does anyone believe that you could actually, you know?
Oh, dude, he fucking did that at the Republican National Convention last year.
Didn't he like fail to do it though, or did he actually do it? Because he failed to do it somewhere, didn't he?
No, like he ripped it like halfway off and then was wearing like a Trump shirt underneath.
Oh. I thought I had read somewhere or heard somewhere that he like tried to do it and he was like, and he couldn't do it, and it was like, dude, just stop. I know it's your shtick, but if you can't do your shtick anymore.
And here's the thing too, man. Like, other wrestling fans, they're paying attention too, because like when he made his appearance on Raw, like when they first started going to Netflix, they booed him out of the fucking building.
Oh, I know. That was so stupid though, because that was like on the heels of him doing the Republican National Convention. They're in LA, which is one of the most liberal parts of the country, and they have him roll out, and it's like, you guys are so dumb. What did you think was going to happen?
I get rolling out a legend there.
It's like bringing John Cena to Philly. They're going to boo him out of any building you bring John Cena to in Philly, because they're just going to ECW his ass out of there.
Very true. But I feel so bad because right next to him was Jimmy Hart.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, God damn it, Jimmy doesn't deserve this.
That's true. Poor Jimmy, man.
Like
yeah, baby.
He's a top 10. He's a top 10 manager of all time. Like, he does not fucking deserve this shit.
It's true. It's true.
Like, he's easily top 10.
Yeah, I mean, Hulk is important to wrestling, and he was a good wrestler when he put it in, like when he was in Japan or whatever, when he actually put in the work. But he's still an asshole.
Like when he was wrestling 400 days a year.
Yeah, exactly. In that time machine of his.
Yeah.
Well, you see, when you go over the international date line, brother. Yeah, but what about when you come back? That doesn't work for me, brother.
Well, then I go to the future, brother. That means I've got more time.
That's how I played in Metallica, brother.
I tell you, I was scouted by the Cincinnati Reds and the Yankees. No, you weren't. No, you fucking weren't. Like, you can keep telling yourself all these fucking lies that you want to, but you know what? You're a piece of fucking shit.
The many lies of Hulk Hogan.
You're a piece of shit. You screwed over, I don't know how many fucking wrestlers back in your day. You screwed over fucking Bret Hart. You screwed over fucking Yokozuna, who should have had one more run with that damn title, but you only gave him like 10 fucking seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And like, not only that, like that WrestleMania appearance, that was the worst Bret Hart ever.
Oh,
I will gladly, because Hulk Hogan comes out and he's like, "Oh, go get him! He beat me!" Like, Bret, you're better than this.
Right. It makes him look so weak.
Yeah, like it just. There are so
I
many
can't
wrestlers
fight my fights for me. Can you help me?
And here's the thing, man. Like, you compare him to like other wrestlers of the time, like Shawn Michaels or fucking Bam Bam Bigelow, Bret Hart. Those guys can wrestle circles around that motherfucker.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, like what's your finisher? Like, Bam Bam's just like, oh, I jump off the top rope. Like, all right, big guy jumping off the top rope. I can buy that. Bret, what's your finisher? Oh, I get this guy in a leg lock and I make him tap out because he can't take the pain anymore. Awesome. Hulk, what's your finisher? Well, I drop a leg on him. Go home.
Yeah, it's funny because if you think about it, Hogan and Warrior, two of the biggest stars of that era in WWF, they both had pretty lame finishers. Macho Man, you could maybe say was lame, but like his elbow was far from lame because it always looked awesome when he did it. That's the thing. Like, he could go really far with it, and it looked like it would hurt because, again, it's coming off the top rope, much like Bam Bam's headbutt. Like, it may not look like a whole lot, but at least he's coming off the top rope. Well, same with Macho Man. Whereas with Warrior and Hogan, they're just running off the ropes and then like, okay, I splash you, or oh, I put my leg on you. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's total fucking weak sauce.
Yeah, and like it's the same reason people laughed at the People's Elbow. It's because, like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, aside from all the stupid theatrics and stuff, it's also just the whole like, it doesn't look like it hurts.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently the story behind the People's Elbow is that The Rock was doing that just to rib the Undertaker, just to get him to kind of break in the ring.
Yeah, to get him to pop a little.
Yeah. But it's like the crowd saw how much he was doing that. Like they fucking loved it. So he's just like, fuck, do it again.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
God. Fuck. Is there like a way like the license on Hulk Hogan can run out and he can just go away?
Yeah, right. The server fails to or it stops supporting him, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if we stop giving him attention. I don't know. We can only hope.
I mean, we can only hope, but then again, he always fucking manages to appear somewhere.
He always finds a way.
He always finds a way, and he always makes it about himself.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just stop. Like, just stop.
You're gonna really like that Stevie episode on them because they go up one side of him and down the other. They talk about how he claimed they had I think it was VH1 or MTV. They used to have this show where they would go to stars' houses and show you like what their houses look like. And Hogan
it was like MTV Cribs.
Yeah, it was like that, or maybe it was that. And one of them was Hulk Hogan, and they go in and he shows off a pair of boots. He's like, "Look at these boots. These boots, I wore them in a match with Andre, and he died 3 days later." It's like, you wrestled Andre at WrestleMania 3, and Andre was still alive in 1992. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, excuse me. Piss comes back up. Anyways, there's a video I got to send you. It's a clip from a Jim Cornette podcast where they basically, like, him and his co-host, they go over like numerous lies that Hulk Hogan told throughout his career.
That's amazing.
Like him being scouted by the Reds and the Yankees, him wrestling 400 days a year.
The Metallica thing.
The Metallica thing.
Because both Lars and James have come out and said, like, no fucking way. Like, Lars didn't even know who he was.
Yeah. And then there was another one, I forget who the wrestler was, but apparently, like, when Vince was encroaching on his territory or whatnot, like, this guy apparently, like, showed up, set the ring on fire, was pissed off at Vince, wanted to kick the shit out of him. Saw Hulk Hogan, and he went and shook his hands like, "Oh, thank you so much for everything you do for the business." Blah blah blah. He's like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?"
Oh my god.
It's unreal, man. But
Yeah. It's crazy
So,
how cartoon-like the wrestling industry can be. Same with the music industry too, though. To be honest, it's weird how similar they are, actually.
yeah, I mean, then again, I mean, you look at any industry that can be fucking cartoony as shit.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, be it, politics or fucking religion or fucking music, fucking pro wrestling, even the fucking NFL, like professional sports.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna find some characters, and it's gonna be fucking goofy as hell.
Yeah, it's true. You ever hear that joke about why did Mickey get a divorce from Minnie?
Yeah, because she was fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh man.
I took her to Spice Mountain.
Oh shit.
That if I ever won Powerball, like I wouldn't. There would be signs. I wouldn't make it obvious, but there would be signs. In the sense of like, like I would pay the voice actor for Goofy and just be like, look, as Goofy, I want you to just do these Ric Flair promos or something like that. Or just, hey.
Did I
like,
share with
here's
you
a-
the things on Facebook? They have like no context Dusty and no context Flair. Have you seen those?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, you gotta look at those. Those are funny, man. Just random Ric Flair and Dusty promos and stuff. Oh man. But yeah, having it in another voice would be pretty funny too, like Goofy or whatever.
I mean, how funny would that be? Just like Mickey Mouse doing like even like a Mickey Mouse thing, just like, you know, like looking at like Ric Flair's like looking at a woman in a crowd, just going, "You're not gonna boo me, huh? When you go on Space Mountain, you're gonna be like this." Like that is well worth the fucking money.
Although you just kind of did it yourself.
Yeah, nobody's paying me. I'm fucking
It's
pissed.
true. It's true. Pin me, pay me. JOB Squad.
Yeah. Hey, dude, that was my attitude when I was working radio too. It was just like, fucking pay me $10 an hour. Like, oh hey, we have all this extra work you need to do. Good, pay me.
It's a labor of love.
Yeah, it's a fucking labor of love. It's a fucking labor of bullshit.
And
Like,
now,
I'll tell you this quick.
oh yeah, no, go ahead.
I'll tell you. I was gonna say, I'll tell you this quick story, man.
Yeah,
This. I remember when it happened. My fucking blood was just boiling. So, the broadcasting school that I went to, CSB Broadcasting, they bought airtime. Like they wanted to have ads. They wanted me and the producer of the show. They wanted Braden to voice it. Like, okay, why us? Like, don't they have like one that they want to record themselves or anything like that? They're like, well, no, it makes sense because Braden was teaching there at the time, and they're like, you went through there and you graduated, and you're an associate producer for the show. Like, it looks really good. I was like, all right, cool. So the sales guy was saying, well, there's really no money in like the budget to pay you for it. He's like, but we can do kind of like a trade-off thing. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, we have like a whole list of like things that like, you know, like tickets for like concerts or sporting events and whatnot. We give those to like a sponsor to say, hey, thanks for sponsoring the show. You know, here's a couple tickets, go see a Red Sox game. Something like that. And I figure like, all right, it's my first time. It's my first go around. Okay, cool. Because he was saying, well, they're not going to play it that much. They'll play it maybe once a morning or something like that. We go through this cycle like 2 more times, and like the number of times that they were playing, like they were playing it multiple times a fucking morning, and like I'm getting like more and more annoyed. And I asked Braden, I was like, dude, should we have gotten paid more for that? He's like, a lot more. Like, realistically, how much should we have gotten paid for that? He's like, the number of times that they're playing it. He's like, easily about $1,500 a week.
Damn.
Now, keep in mind, I'm making about $250 a fucking week.
That's
so
insane.
Like, that would have been great for fucking gas money or put towards car repairs because I'm driving from Southern Rhode Island to fucking Brighton 5 days a week. That brought my fucking piss to a boil.
That is nuts, man.
Oh, it gets better, too, because eventually I talked to Braden, and he's like, you know what? They're probably going to ask us to do more of them. He's like, say no to it. He's like, because I want you get paid for it.
Yeah, no shit.
All right, cool. Sales guy comes in. He goes, hey, great news. They want to buy more airtime and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I need to get paid for it. Like, I can't do trade-offs anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get paid for it. Like, if I do work, I want to get paid for it.
Right.
So he was shocked. He's like, no? And, like, this guy had a reputation for being fucking sleazy as fuck. So he's like, oh, okay. He's like, you know, he goes and asks Braden and whatnot. Braden says no to him. Apparently, the head of the sales department calls up Braden and says, what will it take for you to do this? And eventually, like, the commercials start playing again, and it's just Braden. And I'm like, shit. Okay. Like, I had no animosity towards Braden because, you know,
it's not like he can, right, and it's not like he has any control over it necessarily.
Yeah, he has no control of it. He had no pull over it or anything like that. And I was just like, all right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that seems to be a running theme with, like, my entire adult working life is that, like, we're going to pay you as little as, we're going to screw you over. We're going to pay you as little as possible. We're going to give you more work to do, more responsibilities. You're not going to make any more money, and you're going to be fucking miserable. Funny part is, like, that was my favorite. Funny part is, that was my favorite job of all time because it was that rare combo of, like, I loved the work that I was doing and I loved the people that I was working with.
Yeah, that's hard to come by, man.
Yeah.
And the only problem is that obviously the pay doesn't follow, but I mean, that's kind of how it is with the arts. Unfortunately, is you don't get paid a lot unless you unless you get really high up, like as a production. What is it? The head of the radio station there. What's it called?
Program director.
Program director. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, unless you're like a program director or something. Because even like the on-air talent, like even like the host or whatever, like they're getting paid obviously more than the interns or even the people in production or whatever, but they're still not going to get paid near what the production, like what the program manager rather is going to get paid. So there's a real big like fall off in pay when you get to a certain level. Yeah,
and I mean it's got to make sense too in the sense of, like, I remember Braden told me a story, like ZLX used to broadcast out of the Prudential building. And so they would have interns, like, they would drive their cars into the building, to the parking garage, and the interns would have to pay for parking. So, like, him and like a couple other people, they went to management. They're like, hey guys, like, they're working for free. Like, they're not getting the money to for the parking. Like, this is, that's not fair to them. So apparently they had to fight with management about getting them to pay for the interns parking.
That's crazy.
And it's like, I'm like, guys, that's fucking bullshit. Like, number one, they're working for free. Like, which, that's fucking really, really fucking stupid.
It's the whole, you're getting paid for you're not getting paid, but you're getting opportunity.
Yeah, you're getting opportunity. Great. You're getting experience.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. This is the first experience of me getting fucked over. Great. Wonderful.
Exactly. It's like there's a meme that gets passed around the music community a little bit because there's that whole thing about, like, places want you to guarantee a certain number of people in, or they want you to pay to play kind of thing. Like, so a venue will want a band to, pay a fee to come and play at their establishment. And there's this thing about, like, two comparisons of basically a bar owner saying, hey, we'll bring your band in. We're not going to pay you, but it'll be good exposure, and it'll lead to other opportunities. Blah blah blah. And it's another thing of someone asking a bar owner, like, "Hey, why don't you bring some of your beer and your food over to this party? We're not going to pay you, but it'll be good exposure for your restaurant and for your beer. It's like, it's kind of the same mentality, but they'd be like, oh, hell no. Like, why would we do that? Like, well, why do you want us to come have our services for free?
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense at all.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. I was thinking too, like, wouldn't it be really nice? And obviously, it's a pipe dream in a big bad way. But wouldn't it be kind of nice if there was a company where all of the employees, regardless of the CEO or the person at the very bottom or the janitor or whoever, like everybody across the board gets paid the same amount, and that amount is you take whatever the company's making, you take what is profit. In other words, whatever you don't need to keep the company running at whatever size it's at, take everything else and just split it among all the employees. So, like, let's say there's you and me and 3 other people in the company, right? And we make whatever. We put aside whatever we need to keep the company running, and the 5 of us split everything else after that.
No, there are some companies out there. I don't know any off the top of my head, but they're like employee owned.
Oh yeah.
So like somebody gets hired, like they get hired at a fair wage. They get, equal stock in the company. Mm-hmm. So like they get part ownership. So I mean those companies do exist, but they're fucking rare as fuck.
Yeah, well that's the thing. They should be not so rare as fuck. I mean.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is because I do think of it a lot like a band where it's like you need every member. A company is no different than a band, and a band is no different than wrestling. Like they all have this whole like similarity where there's a symbiosis that occurs where like in wrestling you need your opponent because if you're not cooperating with each other it's not going to work. And in a company you need your employees because without your employees you aren't going to have the thing that you're trying to sell. And in a band you can't get rid of a member because then you're missing that element of your music. So like everybody needs to be working in concert with one another in all of these different things. Shouldn't it all be spread out like when it comes to the credit and the pay and like whether it's a company or a band or whatever, like shouldn't everything be kind of like split even, Steven? It's not like any one person's more important than another.
Well, here's my question to any CEOs that may be watching this.
All 0 of them.
Yeah, all 0 of them they're all busy down in the Baja. My question being, why aren't your employees considered the most important investment that you can make in your company?
Right.
Because like let's say you own like a pizza restaurant. We'll just say that you've invested money into the building to get it refurbished to make it suitable for a pizza place. You've spent money to get tables, pizza ovens. You're spending money on getting ingredients and whatnot. Without your employees, that place is not going to fucking go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like you're going to be, and like, on like a Super Bowl Sunday, for example, like, you're not going to do that shit by yourself.
Oh, fuck no.
So you need the employees. Like, if I owned a company, I would want to make sure that my employees were happy and just say, look, guys, like, I want to pay you a wage that you can live on. If you want to work from home and you have the ability to do that, great. If you prefer to work in the office, that's fine too. But piss.
Piss makes me gassy.
But it annoys the fuck out of me because it was like this at Home Depot where they were just like crowing about like we care about our employees and we consider them family and they're take care of the employees. The employee takes care of the customer. The rest of it takes care of itself. It's like I'm making $10.25 a fucking hour. The guy that owns this place also owns an NFL team. Like, I'm sure he can spare a couple million to make sure we can get paid well.
No shit, huh? You would think with all the money that like athletes in particular are so ridiculous when it comes to how much they get paid. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. And especially because like it's supposed to be a family event to be able to go to something like a baseball game or a football game or insert sport of choice. But there's no way in hell you can go to any major sporting game and not have it cost a shitload of money. I mean, everything's expensive, but it's been the standard that it's been really expensive to go to a game for decades.
Yeah, like to go to a Patriots game, like, say you want to take like family of 4 to a Patriots game. Well, you're gonna have to drive there. You got to park there. That's $50 right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
4 tickets, we'll just say about $100 each. So that's $450 right there. Kids want souvenirs. There's probably another 100 right there. You want to get, you want to get beer. You want to get, the kids want, a hot dog and a soda or something like that. That's another like $50 to $60 in food.
It's crazy. It adds up so fast. Like pay to park, pay for food. Like,
yeah.
Before you even get to the game, you're spending an inordinate amount of money. And God forbid you want a souvenir or something like.
Yeah, and it's it kind of makes me chuckle in the sense of like anytime like I hear like a Yankees fan or a Red Sox fan or whoever just going, oh, dude, but it's so expensive to go to these games. It's like, well, yeah, you wanted that fucking $25 million a year shortstop. Look what fucking happened. You got to make the money back somehow.
Exactly.
It's like you got what you wanted. There are consequences for what you want.
It's true.
And if you if you own the pizza restaurant and your employees are happy and they want to work for you, like, great. What's the consequence for that? They tell their friends, hey, I work for a really good boss. Like, he really treats us well. He pays us well. What's the consequence of that?
Really good pizza?
Yeah. Yeah, really good pizza.
Seriously. And again, I think it's the same whether it's a company or a band or whatever. Like, if you just treat people well, then you get good results. It's just that easy. And yes, a lot of it, like when it comes to a company, a lot of it is based around money. It's not everything, but I think a lot of problems is that companies in particular will be like, well, we can't afford to, even though we can, give you more money, but we can afford to give you this other benefit that you're not going to give a shit about. We'll get you pizza every Friday. I'd rather you just pay me more. Like, I can buy my own pizza.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like the fact that you're like, well, we'll give you pizza like every Friday or whatnot, like that kind of is insinuating like, hey, we don't pay you enough to buy your own. Yeah, we don't pay you enough to buy your own pizza. We'll buy pizza for you.
Right. It's like, that's a little weird, but okay. We'll provide you snacks, but we can't pay you more per hour so that you can just buy your own snacks.
Yeah, and like for the like with my job, this past like raise period, the company sent out a company-wide email basically saying it was a really tough decision for us to make. Blah 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 blah. Just everybody's getting a 2% raise across the board.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And then rumors started to spread around that, oh, well, the stocks didn't do too well and whatnot. It's like, and like, I don't care if the stocks didn't do too well. I don't care. You still need to fucking pay us.
You still
like
owe
we
me.
Still showed up for work. Yeah, like we still showed up for work. Like I still showed up and did my job. Phlebotomist over there showed up and did her job. Our job is not to, monitor the stocks and act appropriately for them.
Right.
That is upper management's job. And if they are not doing their job, they need to be let go. Fuck them.
I saw a meme recently that made me think of you, and it's kind of relevant to this. It's the Three Stooges, which is why it made me think of you. But one of them is holding.
Gee, I wonder which one you thought I was.
No, it has nothing to do with which one is which. But like one of them's holding a $10 bill, and the one in the middle goes like, "Oh, you owe me $20," and he goes, "Well, here, I only got 10." So he hands it to him. He goes, "Oh, thanks." And the other one, the third one goes, "Oh, but you owe me $10." He goes, "Here," and they like keep passing it off, and they're like, "Okay, well now we're even," because they just passed the $10 around. It's like, it really is like how ridiculous money is and how ridiculous things are. But at the same time, what are you gonna do? You need money. You go out and live in the world without money.
Yeah, and like that like another thing I never want to fucking hear again is that well we can't raise wages because if we do that the cost of our things are going to go up.
They're
like
already
if you give it's like okay eggs are over $6 a fucking dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cost of groceries has gone up. The cost of auto parts is going to go up. The price of gas is going up. Like how am I supposed to keep up with that if you're not paying me enough?
Exactly. One of them has to break. Either the cost of living has to go down or the cost of wages needs to go up, because if one keeps raising and the other stays the same, then it's an imbalance. Either way, like even if wages go up, like it'll never happen, but if wages went over the cost of living, then you would have overconsumption probably.
Yeah, but it boggles my mind in the sense of like, you take a company like Walmart, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 owners that own Walmart they're in like the top 20 of richest people in the world. You're telling me that a company like Walmart that makes billions and billions of dollars a year cannot afford to give up like maybe $2 billion so that they can pay a better wage for their employees and a better health plan for them?
No kidding.
Okay, is it a big deal if you go from like 100 million to 98 million? Shouldn't be.
Or it was like, didn't Papa John say at one point, like, because I remember this criticism about, like, if we were going to have health insurance for our companies, pizza would cost an extra, what is it, $2 for a large or something? I was like, well, I'll pay an extra $2
well, no,
for a large
he
pizza.
came out, he's like, well, no, if we, start giving our employees health care, we'd have to charge like an extra quarter for a pizza. It's like, and?
Yeah, here's a quarter.
Okay, so your pizza goes up from like, what, $10 to $10.25? Okay, great.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I would still buy pizza from you because that would assure me that, hey, if Johnny behind the counter gets fucking sick, he can at least go and see a doctor and get some fucking medicine.
Is that Papa Johnny?
I don't know. Is that Papa Johnny?
Is that
Papa Gino?
Hey, is that Papa Johnny? Papa Gino. Have you been to a Papa Gino's?
I've been to a Papa Gino's. I've never been to a Papa John's.
No, you never been to Papa John's?
No.
Oh. It's all right.
Oh.
I actually have some Papa John's in my fridge right now waiting for me.
Well, then I shan't interrupt you anymore.
I don't mean like waiting for me, like as though it's like, hey, it's time, motherfucker, come eat me. But
just having like weird fantasy of like just like pizza and like negligee, just like waiting in your bed, just going,
hey,
Bruce, bring the sausage, Bruce.
No, it's already got the sausage and the mushroom. I'm good. Oh shit.
Want to spice things up with pepperoni?
Let's get crazy and get onion involved. Oh shit.
Let me play with your garlic knots.
Oh, I should have got garlic knots. That would have been really good, man. Actually, they do have these Oreo bite things where they take like Oreos or pieces of Oreos, I don't know, and they like wrap dough around them and fry them. It's really good, man.
So it's essentially a fried Oreo.
Basically a fried Oreo, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good though. Anyway.
Bruce, there are times you disappoint me.
Well, I think that's most of the time.
No, most of the time I disappoint myself.
All right, I'll let you have most of that shine then, I guess.
All right.
I'll just contribute now and again.
That's fair. I deserve it.
All right, man. What do you say we wind this thing down?
Yeah, let's wind it down. You actually have a gift for our watchers or listeners, whatever.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a gift, but it's a thing.
Fucking A, man. Well, just tell them what it is.
Yeah. So do you have anything that you want to pimp? Because I guess why don't we just play out with that? We'll just end the show with that. And so if you have anything to pimp, why don't you go ahead and I'll pimp what I'm gonna pimp, and then we'll call it a day.
I got nothing to pimp right now, man.
You got nothing?
I got nothing, man.
All right. Well, except for your pee over there that you're drinking.
Yeah, my empty bottle of tea.
Empty bottle of piss. Andy would like to pimp his empty bottle of piss.
Hang on a second. Let me refill this.
It's fresh.
It's gonna take a while, Bruce. Go ahead, Bruce. Just I'm squeezing it myself here. Just tell them what the gift is here.
Oh shit. So as of today, actually at 8 o'clock Eastern time, which is mere hours from now, my band Down Boys is going to be releasing our very first single onto Facebook. It'll also be simultaneously. I say simultaneously, but it's going to take time to leak across the other platforms as well. But it will be available on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, pretty much anywhere you can get music, Amazon, you name it. It's going to be $1 if you want to purchase it for download purposes, but otherwise you can stream it to your heart's content. And I got my band's permission to go ahead and play it on this podcast as well. So I'm going to go ahead and play that to play us out. And just to kind of pimp some of the shows that we've got coming up in support of this whole thing, we've got a show. Well, I'm doing an individual show on June 21st. It's a Saturday. It's for Operation Mercury. It's a benefit for veteran suicide and mental health awareness. They're doing a 5K hike through Camp Carpenter here in my hometown of Manchester. So I'm going to be going and playing the national anthem of the Star Spangled Banner for that. So not Down Boys related, but I will be doing that. But the next show in June is going to be on the 25th at Amphora here in Derry, and I think that starts at 5 o'clock. Maybe it's later. I'm not sure, but I'll have to get the details on that. It's still a couple weeks out anyway. But so I will go ahead here and play us out with the Down Boys song, My Kinda Animal. Thanks for checking us out, and I hope you guys have a great week.